Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 19th of March and we are going to cover three very important topics which are in news. First is governor versus state government, the case in Tamil Nadu. However, this conflict is not new whether it be Tamil Nadu or any state of India. The conflict over here is the reinstatement of a political leader as a minister. That political leader, initially was convicted by the Madras High Court for his alleged involvement in corruption. He was disqualified with that judgment. He approached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has stayed the judgment of the High Court, thereby, cancelling out the disqualification, and that is why the government wants to reinstate him. But the governor of Tamil Nadu is not letting him to be reinstated, citing his moral obligations. Second is Afghanistan Pakistan tensions. You know, Pakistan has attacked certain areas in Afghanistan, killing multiple innocent humans. Pakistan has also testified it, and Pakistan said that these attacks were based on the intelligence received against certain terrorist outfits like Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and its allies. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan is causing a lot of instability in Pakistan, attacking the Pakistani establishments and all. And as a retaliation, Pakistan has done these attacks. Now, this has complicated the situation between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Next is Indian Ocean region. Now, Government of India from 2021 onwards was focusing on the Indo-Pacific region, but lately, that is from last year's October, it has shifted its focus on the Indian Ocean region. There are three reasons why this focus has been shifted. Reason number one is the developments in Maldives, where a political party has come to power which happens to be anti-India. Second reason for Government of India to shift its focus on the Indian Ocean region is the developments in Red Sea, where the Houthis, showing their solidarity with the Hamas fighters, are blocking cargo traffic. And the third is growing Chinese presence in the Indian Ocean region with the intent to counter India. So, India has to prioritize Indian Ocean region more than the Indo-Pacific. India has also to strengthen its navy more, and most importantly, India has to revamp multilateralism in the region. So, with this, we need to start with the first topic, that is governor versus state government, the case in Tamil Nadu. Now, the governor is a constitutional post. He is appointed by the central government and placed over there as the head of the state government. All the bills passed by the state government has to be given assent by the governor. In one case, he can transfer those bills to the president as well under Article 200 of the Constitution. The governor is also responsible for appointing the council of ministers and the chief ministers to run the government over there. Now, one of the ministers in the ruling DMK party had been accused of bribery, and he was, found guilty, proven to be guilty by the Madras High Court. And the sentence was more than 2 years, which was given to him. Now, whenever a sentence of more than 2 years is given to any political leader, that political leader, if is holding any, posts, or like if that person is elected presently, whether to the legislative assembly or to the parliament, immediately gets disqualified according to the Representation of People's Act. Now, this happened with this politician because the punishment which was awarded was more than 2 years to this politician. So he was disqualified. But this politician, approached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has, for the time being, stayed the order of the Madras High Court. Now, when this order is stayed, so this clearly means that his disqualification is also reversed. His disqualification is also cancelled, just like the case of Rahul Gandhi was. He was, given a punishment of 2 years by a Surat district court. Last year it happened. He approached the Gujarat High Court. The Gujarat High Court dismissed his plea. Then he approached the Supreme Court. Supreme Court gave a stay on that proceeding. Giving a stay will definitely cancel the disqualification. This is what happened in Rahul Gandhi's case, and this is what happened in this case. The Supreme Court put a stay, his disqualification is cancelled. Now the government of Tamil Nadu is saying that reinstate him as the minister, which the governor is denying because governor is responsible for appointment. So these intricacies we need to understand. So we look into this. The Supreme Court on Monday agreed to hear a plea by Tamil Nadu seeking its intervention, Supreme Court's intervention in reinstating K Ponmudi, a senior leader of the ruling Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, as a minister. See, the DMK government wants to reinstate him as a minister for higher education. Why the Tamil Nadu government has approached the Supreme Court? Tamil Nadu Governor Mr. R.N. Ravi refused to reinstate Ponmudi. They want to reinstate him, but Tamil Nadu governor said no, I cannot appoint him as the minister. Even after the SC removed the basis of his disqualification. Now, why is the Tamil Nadu governor refusing to reinstate the politician? The governor rejected the recommendation to the reappointment of Ponmudi, citing latter's ongoing corruption cases. The Supreme Court has only given a stay. It is what the governor is saying. The Supreme Court has not, I would say, given a judgment that he is free from all the charges. There are cases going on him, and owing to that, I cannot appoint him. However, legally he is eligible to get appointed. But morally, he is not. That moral ground has been cited by the governor. So, this is what the case is, what you need to understand these intricacies. Now, how did this case unfold? So, first of all, the case went to a trial court in Tamil Nadu. The trial court acquitted, means set him free, and his wife in a disproportionate asset case for amassing assets during his tenure as Minister of Mines and Minerals in 2006 to 2011 DMK government. The case is belonging to that time. So, in that case, in a trial court, he was acquitted. He was set free. No charges were levied on him or his wife. Then the petitioners filed the case in the Madras High Court. The decision of the trial court was challenged in the Madras High Court. The Madras High Court on December 19 last year, that is 2023, overturned a trial court verdict, acquitting Ponmudi and his wife in a disproportionate assets case. They said that they are responsible, they are having disproportionate assets. The High Court convicted the former minister and his wife and awarded them a 3-year jail term. Now, whenever the sentence is more than 2 years, in any case, then a legislator gets disqualified according to the Representation of People's Act. Along with a fine of 50 lakh rupees, this was the punishment given by the Madras High Court. This decision by the High Court triggered Section 8(3) of the Representation of People's Act 1951, which states a person convicted of any offence and sentenced to imprisonment for not less than 2 years shall be disqualified from the date of such conviction and shall continue to be disqualified for a further period of 6 years. So he will not be able to contest 2 elections at least. So immediate disqualification if the sentence is of more than 2 years, and disqualification will be for 6 years. That is what Section 8(3) of Representation of People's Act says. Now the case in Supreme Court, then this politician, he filed a case in the Supreme Court challenging the judgment of the Madras High Court. Now, since it is an appellate jurisdiction is there of the Supreme Court can hear appeals. So Supreme Court admitted the appeal of this person, and the Supreme Court stayed the conviction and the sentence. Now, what does stay on the sentence mean? The grant of stay by the Supreme Court essentially means that Ponmudi's conviction is put in abeyance or is suspended pending a final decision. Unless and until a final decision is there, your conviction is on hold, as though it does not exist till the final verdict or the final appeal comes through. So the suspension is not suspension from that legislature will also not be there. What impact will the stay have on disqualification? Now, since his disqualification from the legislature flowed from the conviction, with the grant of stay, no grounds exist for disqualification. Means disqualification is also cancelled out. Means that person is qualified to become a member of the legislature. Just the similar case happened with Rahul Gandhi. Surat District Court convicting him for 2 years. Supreme Court putting a stay on the decision of the District Court of Surat. So he was disqualified until that stay came into picture. Now the stay is still there. Supreme Court will hear. And if Rahul Gandhi gets convicted in Supreme Court and the sentence is of more than 2 years, then Rahul Gandhi will be disqualified again. So it is like this. Now governor's objection. What the governor has been saying. Now following the Supreme Court stay, governor knows that Supreme Court has stayed it. Supreme Court has cancelled out the disqualification as of now. But Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on March 13 wrote to the governor to swear in Ponmudi as minister on March 14 and allot the higher education portfolio to him. However, R.N. Ravi is the governor of Tamil Nadu, rejected the recommendation to reappoint Ponmudi, citing latter's ongoing corruption cases. He wrote a letter to the Chief Minister. Mr. Governor wrote a letter to the Chief Minister. He stated that although the Supreme Court had suspended Ponmudi's conviction, it did not nullify the existence of conviction itself. Ravi argued that conviction had only been suspended and not set aside. The offences for which Mr. Ponmudi has been held guilty of by Madras High Court, that is disproportionate assets he was possessing, are very serious, amounting to moral turpitude. Hence, reappointing him would be equivalent to going against constitutional morality. And the governor of Tamil Nadu is upholding constitutional morality above the Supreme Court judgment. Now, this becomes very tricky. As aspirants, we need to understand that what is there according to the legal practices, and can something bypass or can something ignore legal practices, that is constitutional morality. It can ignore legal practices or legal or judgments, I would say, of the Supreme Court. So what will happen in this case? Keep an eye on this case, and questions from these kind of situations can definitely be posed or asked to you in mains examination. Next is Afghanistan-Pakistan tension. The two countries, the Islamic countries, they are, I would say, fighting each other, attacking each other. Afghanistan accused Pakistan of killing its citizens by an airstrike, and Pakistan has confirmed that it had carried out intelligence-based anti-terrorist operations. In response, Taliban government fired at Pakistani troops along the border. So, Pakistan attacked Afghanistan. Taliban regime, which is there currently ruling Afghanistan, attacked Pakistani troops on the border. But why did Pakistan attack Afghanistan? It is saying the intelligence-based anti-terrorist operations. So it was targeting the terrorist outfits over there. What led to the strikes by Pakistan? On Saturday, a security post in Mir Ali in North Waziristan was attacked, killing 7 Pakistani soldiers. The country's president Asif Ali Zardari then vowed retaliation. So in retaliation to these attacks in Pakistan, the Pakistani Air Forces attacked places in Afghanistan. Who was targeted by Pakistan? After Monday's strike, the Foreign Office statement said that they had targeted terrorists from Hafiz Gul Bahadur Group and TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. These two groups are targeting Pakistan, who was behind deaths of hundreds of civilians and law enforcement officials. But when Pakistan did these airstrikes in retaliation in Afghanistan, it is believed that innocent civilians were killed in Afghanistan. 5 women and 3 children, according to Taliban, have been killed in these airstrikes. These airstrikes were not on the Hafiz Gul Bahadur group or the TTP. Why Pakistan Taliban ties are deteriorating? Taliban is the ruling regime in Afghanistan, and at one point of time, Afghanistan, when it was born, it is believed to be, born and brought up by Pakistan, ISI. But now they are at conflicting terms. In 2021, when Taliban took over in Afghanistan, Pakistan was cheering with joy that, my ally has come to power in Afghanistan. Now, ever since the Taliban seized power in Afghanistan, Pakistan has realized it has a problem on its hands. They are not happy with each other. And, it had hoped that with Taliban into power in Afghanistan, Pakistan had hoped that they will be having good relations with Afghanistan. The Taliban's return has emboldened the TTP, that terrorist organization which is targeting Pakistan, and provided it with a safe haven. Now, actually, we need to understand the entire story. And for understanding the entire story, we'll go back to the 1970s and 80s. Now, from 1978 onwards, a USSR-backed government was there in Afghanistan. By 1978, Pakistan had been divided. East Pakistan had already become Bangladesh, and West Pakistan was Pakistan. And there was fear among Pakistanis also that there's a dominant tribe named as the Pashtuns, who's living in northern part of Pakistan, western part of Pakistan, and Afghanistan also. Pashtuns are living. So Pashtuns should not develop nationalism among them, and they start demanding a separate nation. If they do so, then Pakistan will be further divided. This is what basically the Pakistani government started to think. And to counter Pashtun nationalism, they started promoting Islamic hardlining. Based on Sunnis. So this Islamic hardline would counter Pashtuns. And to promote this Islamic hardline, Taliban was born. And Taliban, as I said, was born and brought up by Pakistan. So, since Pakistan wanted to promote this, they wanted to counter Pashtun nationalism. So, Taliban was born. Now, Taliban captured power from 1996 till 2001. In Afghanistan. And 2001 was the year when 9/11 attacks happened. These 9/11 attacks were done by Al-Qaeda, a terrorist group based in Pakistan. And when Taliban was in rule in Afghanistan at that time, USA believed that Al-Qaeda was functioning under the patronage of Taliban, and US troops entered Afghanistan in 2001. USA was there. Operation Anaconda and Operation Enduring Freedom. And when USA was there, USA was pressurizing Talibanis to hand over or tell the whereabouts of Al-Qaeda, to which the Talibanis refused. They said no. So USA had two enemies now in Afghanistan. One was Al-Qaeda and the other one was Taliban. Both of them hid. A new organization in Pakistan was also formed by these Talibanis. That was Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, an extension of Afghanistan's Taliban in Pakistan. The aim of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan was to wipe out American influence from Pakistan. And what was Pakistan doing? Pakistan government was supporting USA in wiping out terrorists. So when Pakistan government was supporting USA was targeting Taliban. So Taliban was anti-Pakistan government at that time. And that is why this Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan was born, which was targeting Pakistan. So we need to understand this. Ironically, it was Pakistan's own policies which led to creation of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. That is why this statement has been mentioned. Now, how was TTP created? Now, for decades, Pakistan had promoted hardline Sunni Islam in North and West Pakistan as well as in Afghanistan, where Pashtuns are majority, to counter Pashtun nationalism. We've understood this. This strategy helped create Taliban when Afghanistan was under Soviet control in the 1980s. However, when the US invaded Afghanistan in 2001 as part of its war against terror, the Pakistan government had to ostensibly support its great benefactor, that is USA. It was in this context that the Pakistan jihadists created the TTP in 2007. The organization claimed to be an extension of Afghan Taliban with designs to eventually establish a strict Islamic state free of American influence in Pakistan. So, this is the story of TTP. Is Taliban supporting TTP now? Obviously, yes. The Taliban regime there has apparently strengthened the TTP, showing signs of being more loyal to the militant faction than to the Pakistan state. This TTP is troubling Pakistan now, and this TTP is getting the support of Taliban regime. Now, another flashpoint between Pakistan and Taliban right now is that Islamabad, means Pakistan's decision to deport thousands of Afghan immigrants which are, which had taken refuge on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. Majority of these immigrants are women and children, and when they get deported back to Afghanistan, so their life will be a big question. How will they survive in the regime of Taliban, which is not promoting education for women at all over there, or participation of women at all over there? So this is a big question. They are being deported. Pakistan is citing this issue that Pakistan's itself economy is in shambles. How will they be able to support additional population over there? So this is what is leading to intensification of this conflict and making it more and more complicated. So we need to understand this from all these perspectives. And the last piece of news is the Indian Ocean region. Now, from 2021 onwards, our focus, means Government of India's focus, was on the Indo-Pacific region. UPSC also asked questions 2 to 3 years in a row on the Indo-Pacific region. We were there strengthening Quad. We were also there forming various other multilateral forums like the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework and all, and such like. Reason was China's activities in the South China Sea, giving the confidence to the people over there. People means the countries over there, like the ASEAN group and all. But from October 2023, we have shifted our focus from the Indo-Pacific to the Indian Ocean region. There are multiple reasons behind this shift. The first reason is political developments in Maldives. With Mohammad Moizu as the president, he happens to be there at the helm of affairs by winning the elections on a very important India Out campaign, which was targeting to oust Indian presence over there in the island nation. He does not share a good equation with India at the present. In fact, he does it with China. Next is the developments in Red Sea. Red Sea, as we know, has become a new theater of, I would say, disturbances, where the Houthis, they are, showing their solidarity with the Hamas fighters by blocking international cargo. Basically, we can also see this conflict, or we can also see the disturbances over here in this region in such a way that the Israel-Hamas conflict has become regional. The third reason is China's increasing presence in the Indian Ocean region. China has that policy of string of pearls, which it is pursuing to surround India by its strategic presence. In doing so, China has a naval port established in Djibouti, then Gwadar in Pakistan, then Hambantota in Sri Lanka, Kyokpyu in Myanmar, Maldives. It is gaining presence now with Muizu government over there. Apart from it, it is having 4 years long territorial standoff with India. Whatever its activities are in the Indian Ocean region, they try to undermine India's activities. So that becomes a big problem. So these three are the reasons which have made India to shift its focus from the Indo-Pacific to the Indian Ocean region. And obviously, we have to save our neighborhood first. We have to give it priority if there is problem over there. We cannot ignore that. This is what the government has been doing very lately. What should India do further? First of all, India needs to give a strong message to its strategic partners like the European countries or USA that it will be there, it will be fulfilling its duties in the Indo Pacific region. It is not denying the fact, but it will prioritize the Indo Pacific, this Indian Ocean region. Priority will be given to immediate neighborhood. This message should be clear and loud. Then multilateral organizations like Indian Ocean Rim Association, which is there in this region, Indian Ocean region, and there's another organization called as Colombo Security Conclave, having 4 members: India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Mauritius. It needs to be revamped. Political strategists are saying that Maldives could be, out from this Colombo Security Conclave due to its, activities with China. Whatever happens, if any new multilateral organization has to be formed, it should be formed with more and more members. But whatever activity over here, it should be revamped. It should not be, just futile. And the last is Indian Navy, currently the 7th strongest, needs to be strengthened. If we are aiming to become the world's 3rd biggest economy, our Navy should also be there along with the growth of our economy. We should learn from countries like USA or Russia who have strong navies, or for that matter China also. And if we have to compete with China in the Indian Ocean region, definitely naval capabilities have to be revamped. Atmanirbharta definitely will play a crucial role over here. Apart from it, we are also looking to increase our presence. Like for example, we've built an airstrip in Agalega, Mauritius very recently. So likewise, we can partner with many African countries or with many Southeast Asian countries and extend our influence to counter the Chinese influence. Very, very important it is. And with this, I come to an end of today's session. I will be meeting you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste. Jai Hind.